All right, so just as a quick intro about today's webinar, we'll be looking at how to streamline your business processes using blueprints. So just to maybe give you a quick intro about blueprints. Blueprints are one of the process automation features which are part of Zoho CRM. And with blueprints, now you can be able to put your offline processes into the system. For example, let's say you have a specific way that you manage your leads, or you nurture your deals until closure. So using blueprints, you'll be able to automate and make and streamline these processes within your system. So just jumping into the the solution. So this is the Zoho CRM. And I'm going to use the case of, let's say, the deals that we have within the system. So in this organization that we have here, we have a number of deals that different, let's say, the salespeople will be handling. For example, let's use this as an example. This tender for this tender deal. If I open that specific deal, you can see we have stages here. These different stages that we have here. These stages which are very much customizable to fit your business processes. This is what you're going to automate using blueprints, in the sense that we have a qualification stage, we have the needs analysis. During these different stages, there may be documents which have to be submitted by the client. There are maybe checks that have to be done before we proceed to the next stage. In this case, for example, the identify decision makers, we have to maybe set up meetings with the different stakeholders within the client organization that we'll be meeting. So just we can be able to qualify these deal or opportunity that we have. In the case of, let's say, the proposal, where we need to send the proposal or price quotation, an example of a process that can happen here is the proposal. The proposal can be created from within this system, and then it has to be approved by, let's say, the finance team. So using a blueprint, you can see we have quite a number of checks that have to happen here before that proposal is sent to the client. And how to access the blueprints, basically from the setup of your CRM, process management here. Then we have the blueprints. So we're going to create a blueprint which is going to just nurture these deals that we have. So just for your reference, you can see how my deal is without the blueprint. And now, as we create the blueprint, I'll show you how these interface is going to change. So to create a blueprint, click that button. So create a blueprint, give it a name. So this is our deal nurturing. Select the module where this blueprint is going to run. So these are the modules that I have within the CRM, and I want it to run under these deals module. So select the deals, choose the layout. I'll go with the standard, and then the field. So since we'll be using these stages field here, these stages that I have here, so I'm going to select these stages as a field that is going to use the blueprint. And then now you have the option to define a criteria where this blueprint is going to be triggered. For example, let's say you're providing different solutions, or you only want this blueprint to run for organizations or clients who have a specific let's say, revenue. Or if the deal is worth a specific amount, that's when you want the blueprint to be triggered. So just leave it open, so that because I want all deals that I have within the organization to fall under this blueprint. So click on next. And and then you get this editor for the blueprint. So what you're going to do is drag and drop, basically choose or pick these stages that you have here. You can see the qualification, needs analysis, value proposition, proposal price quote are the stages that I have here. So drag the stages that you have here, or the ones that you want to use within that blueprint, and then map them. So just drag the qualification. Once we do the qualification, Then yeah, we do maybe the value proposition. We send the proposal. Once the proposal is sent, then there is going to be negotiation. They accept the negotiation, then it can either be closed won or closed lost. Right, so I'm going to work with that. So once you have your stages put here in this editor, then the next thing is mapping these processes here. So so we have the qualification, we go to the value proposition, and then quotation has to be sent. Once the quotation is sent, it's either, now we have the negotiation, and after the negotiation, the deal can either be closed won, where the customer has accepted the terms and proceeding to payment, or closed lost. Right. So these are basically the stages that I have. So the next thing that you're going to do is put transitions inside here. The transitions will assist the team that is using now this system, who is qualifying this lead or nurturing this lead. They'll have basically buttons to click and proceed to the next stage. So in this case, for qualification, our transition name will be, let's say, we need to get a few documents. So this is qualified. We'll add the state and then save it. After qualification, we go to the value proposition. This is value proposition. Value proposition, save it. Go to quotation, save that. Then you have the negotiation review, and it's either closed won or closed. Sorry, save that. Closed lost. And closed one here. Right, so if I save this and publish it, it's published, shows here. If I refresh the deals that I have, yeah, the deals that I have, you can see I have now the buttons here appearing. But blueprints being an automation process, basically there are a few things that can few parameters that you can put within the system to make it more intelligent in terms of maybe sending the email notifications or creating tasks or reminders for within the team. So this is how the blueprint is going to appear, and we are going now to add the customizations within the blueprint that we've created. So for these blueprint that we've created here, during the qualification, I've just clicked on this qualify here. So you can see we have three options appearing here. So we have the before. Basically, this is where we're going to define who is going to own these process. So you can be able to choose the record owner. This is just a list of the individuals they have within the system. Right? If it's going to be owned, if that process is going to be owned by a specific user or a specific person who is within this role, or group, or from the portals, we can have external users, for example, the customer portals or the partner portals, who can own this process. So we can add that. And again, you have the option to give a criteria for when these deals that you have within your system are going to fall inside this blueprint. And then we have now the during. During, basically, this is where you're going now to, before the owner of these process proceeds to the next stage, which is value proposition. There are a few things that have to be, there are a few criteria that have to be met. For example, we need to we need to have a note being written so that we have the visibility to know why did this why did this deal go to the next stage, or if there's a document that has to be provided, let's say if the KRA PIN or identification documents, then you can make the attachments mandatory. You can also create a tag. So basically, from these during transition that you have here, you can be able to 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 enable your team to have the options of the criteria that have to be met. And then now we have the after. And the after, basically, this is where the maybe the email notifications that have to be sent internally to trigger or to notify the customer that maybe the process has changed and we're proceeding to the next stage, or create a task internally just to which you can now be able to track, and someone else can be able to act on that. So I'm going to I've put during here in these during I've put the notes which are mandatory. The attachments can also be mandatory, and then I go to the next stage, which is after, and I need to maybe send an email notification to 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 maybe the sales lead that we have a deal which we've qualified and is going to the next stage. So the name of this notification is notify the sales lead about the new deal that we have. So choose the recipients, and I want it to go to the owner's manager. So just select like that, save. And then since you have the templates within your system, so you can just select, you can select a template that you want to work with. You can just quickly just create that. All right, so for the purpose of just this demonstration, I'll just use one of the templates that I have. I'll just use this one. I've selected that template, and then done. So basically, an email is going to be sent. An email is going to be sent to the sales lead that there's a new deal opportunity that has been qualified. All right. So for all these different transitions that you have here, I can be able to put the automations or actions that needs to be happen. I mean that needs to happen afterwards. For the quotation, an example for this, you might need to notify a different team that there's a new update, or they need to send a quotation. So all of that can be taken care of from these options that we have here. Now for the closed one, the same thing. You have these automations which can happen, and now something else that can happen is maybe by bad luck, this deal can be lost at either of these stages. So in in the example that we have here, the deals, you can see we have qualified, there's nothing else. But what if we lose this deal at this stage? So what we're going to do is on this closed loss, I'm going to make it a common transition, meaning the deal can be either closed lost from either of these stages. So I'm going to republish that. I'm going to republish that. And if I go back to the deals that we had, yeah, if I go back to the deal that we had, you'll find that there are a few changes that have happened. So things to note, blueprints are very strict in the sense that you have to move from one stage to the next, until these conditions that have been specified, here have been met, then you can proceed to the next stage. Right. So this opens. I can just cancel this. Right. So this is how the updated, deal is going to look like with the blueprint having the button. So it's going to be step by step. You have to click on qualify before you proceed to the next stage. You have to put the notes. If there's a checklist that has to be done, then it's going to be met. And until those parameters are met, that's only when you can be able to progress from these stage to the next. Yes. So until the step that you've put or the filters that you've put from that stage, it's not going to be possible to proceed to the next stage. So just to recap what we've talked about, we have the blueprints which can automate or put your offline processes within the system. It's going to define basically, let's say it's the sales process or the way you nurture your leads or the way you close your deals until you win those deals. So using the blueprints, you'll be able to put those steps within the system, have actions, being triggered automatically, or when the parameters are met, or notify the various team members internally about the new updates that have happened within the process. All right. Yeah. So basically, that's it about the Zoho blueprints. Unless there is a question, you can put the questions in the Q&A part.